Today is the 5th of January and it's going to be the first day of my video journaling where I'm talking about things I've learned or things I find interesting for the day. And beginning with the book I'm currently reading, which is the Psychology of Money. I've read from chapter 5 to chapter 11. And what I've gained so far from those chapters is the first part, which talks about the difference between gaining weight and keeping weight. The the author painted a scenario where he talked about two individuals, one who gained weight during the one who gained weight early in life but later lost it, and the other one who was able to gain weight for a prolonged period of time but he later lost it due to overconfidence in his ability to trade the market. I think the name of the individual was Jesse Livermore. Yeah, something close to that. So he gained money during I think was it the financial crisis that happened during the eight during the early during the early 1920 1930 period. So he gained money during that Great Depression era, but due to and he stacked up 3 billion during that period. So, but the overconfidence got to him in a sense that he now thought too much of his ability and led him to be completely wiped out during the preceding years that came after his big win. Now, I think that one is kind of painted like it's brought to light like my own bad habits in terms of how I've been trading the market. Like most of the time, I'm able to go on three, maybe a month of actually trading very good, sticking to my strategy, not over leveraging myself. Then after that, again, that overconfidence, which I've been trying to break that bad habit. One of the reasons why I started this channel so that I'll be able to keep myself in check and solve that bad habit, because the only way for me to make good money going forward is if I can keep those bad habits in check. Not just go on a profitable run for 3 to 4 weeks, but be able to maintain it for 3 months, for a year. So that's one of the main goals of this year, being a consistent profitable trader, not just for one season but for multiple seasons of the year. Okay, and the next part I learned was this. There were these famous quotes by Nassim Talib. It's okay for someone to love taking risks, but the individual should also be averse to ruin. Meaning that it's okay to want to. It's perfectly okay for a human being to take risks, because the only way you can gain something in life is by taking risks. But you should also be averse to ruin. Meaning you should do everything possible, so in a sense that when the risk you take does not go in the intended direction, you don't start from zero. So which kind of highlights the my just my the my trading journey so far. I've been okay taking risks, but I've also been okay take it's leading me to ruin, because I've gone all out on multiple positions. Even my last trading on crypto, instead of me just taking the money out and adding to it and starting my forex journey again, I just went to blew the money like it means nothing. So I need to break that habit, which is what one of the things I'm hoping to accomplish. Not hoping, one of the things I will accomplish this year. Other two things again I've learned from that book is the concept of the tail driven event. Yeah, oh yeah, the tail driven event, in which, like, when you take, like, in terms of trading, when you, like, in terms of trading, he used the Warren Buffett's example where as of 2013 was it 2014, they have invested in over 400 500 stocks, and he says that the big winners among those 400 500 stocks have been just 10 specifically, and if you took one out of those one of those 10 out of the equation, like, his average will look below his average annual return will look poor, terrible. So yeah, that also paint a lesson that we should not be there should not be too much focus on a single stock or a single play. We should be able to have multiple playbooks that works well in our favor. Yes, so that's the other part that spoke to me very well was controlling your time is the highest dividend money can pay. So, which is one of the reasons why I got into trading as well, because I felt like the amount of time needed to earn the amount of money I'll need to break through the the like I like call it the freedom, because there are different level of financial freedom. But in terms of staying in Nigeria, there's the minimum level that I need to break for me to be financially free. I feel like trading, it is much more achievable through trading. Although I've been in it for 6 years, and I can say that I've not made a single cent from trading because I've mostly refused to withdraw whenever I'm on a high, because I always want to the amount to compound, believing that regardless of how my trading goes, I'll still be able to survive it and live without any worries. Although the worries of the trading itself keeps tormenting me, my sleep, my daily activity. I keep on thinking of what I could have done right. But yeah, that is that. So that is all for the book part for today. So those are the things I've been able to pick up from the book, and not things I've already implemented in my life, but it just shed more light on it. Because when I don't know, like even like my daily routine of getting up early, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but the book that made it much more easier and possible for me to do was the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. So the day I read that book was the day after I finished reading the book, it changed a whole lot about me, about how I schedule my day, my routine, and it pushed that belief in me that I can wake up early in the morning and start my day early and start working towards my goal, which is how I started waking up around 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm able to push all the way through to around 9 o'clock in the evening. I get, I think, 1 or 2 hours of rest on, if on a perfect day, I get 1 or 2 hours of rest, which is now my average day, because that's how I operate during this season. Yeah. And there was this other, the next thing I would like to talk about is my trading. According to my last weekend analysis, I was aiming to take Audi card as my first bet if there is no huge gap between the closing price of Friday and the opening price on Monday after the spread of the market have closed. And luckily for me, I was able to enter at almost the same price of Friday closing. After the spread closed, I was able to get in, and after the position went 20 pips above my entry, I put in another position because I can only take maximum of two positions, and I just brought a rule that the 20 pips, I think, average amount they usually drag prices down during markets open. So that's one reason why I opened second position 20 pips above, because currently my account is low. Like I've said, I deposited $5. Currently at 3 after I took a loss on Friday. I'm currently with $3. So meaning I have like 30 pips open to me, and currently I'm using Bybit to trade, meaning I will not be able to access the entire 30 pips, because I think Bybit will allow me to access, like when I'm talking about pips, I'm talking about like dollar is 0.1. So 10 pips is like $1, 20 pieces $20, 30 pieces $3. So that's how I'm talking about. Most of that it does not actually count like that, because the only pair that actually counts dollar to pips are the Audi USD quoted pairs. Yeah, so those are the accounts. So yeah, I was able to take in that position. I'm currently running in profit, and from my initial entry, my TP is around 120 pips. So far I'm just managing to control myself, being patient and calm, not rushing anything in the market, and believing that it will hit take profit as long as I'm calm about it, or I'll be able to take myself out when there's a big rejection sign that the price action will not continue towards my favorite direction. So that's how I've been playing it so far. And yeah, those are the two things I've done so far. And there was this thing, like that's something I saw on Twitter about how hard someone needs to work to achieve his dream, and I think it was Elon Musk that was quoted on that post. And there was someone else that posted like he was lucky or something. Then I think the other person that posted a video, then and I quote the video saying that anyone that have read Elon Musk's autobiography will never doubt his capacity. The man works a lot, and everything he has achieved so far in life has been due to his hard work. So yeah, that rounds up my video for today. Like and subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks.